First tonight, we begin with new developments in the case of accused serial killer Herb Baumeister.
There is word tonight the Hamilton County coroner is close to naming another victim who hadn't even been reported missing. A big development in this case. Baumeister lived on an 18-acre property in Westfield called Fox Hollow Farm. That's where since the 90s, investigators have found the remains of 9 identified murder victims, mostly gay men.
And that's not all. Police have located 10,000 bone fragments and bones scattered across the farm, meaning there are believed to be even more victims. And now ABC News Studios' new docuseries, The Fox Hollow Murders, Playground of a Serial Killer, is leading to new tips.
WRTV's Rachael Wilkerson sat down with the Hamilton County coroner today to find out what he hopes this new exposure could mean for the future of the case.
Hamilton County Coroner Jeff Jellison says since the ABC News Studios docuseries first aired, he's received more than 500 calls and tips regarding the case.
It was a killing field.
Fox Hollow Farm in Westfield, Indiana.
You have 18 acres, 10,000 remains scattered over that size.
Jellison says remains found throughout the property were placed on a shelf and forgotten until his office revisited the case nearly 30 years later.
The unknown is really terrible. I mean, it's torture.
Years without answers for families like Debbie Falls. Remains found at the farm were identified as belonging to her brother, Richie Hamilton.
All we had was a couple bone fragments, and some teeth.
Jellison is now responding to each message or call received from people across the country.
People have reached out to us that were family members of missing persons that want to provide family reference swab, DNA swabs, to hopefully get some closure for them. We've also had a tremendous response of people complimenting our office's work in the investigation, as well as they've got questions.
The current owner of the property, Robert Graves, spoke about new details of the crimes also uncovered.
This is our pool room. This is where Mark said most of the men were probably killed. The pool he used as a lure to get the guys to come up here. He said, "You want to go swim in an indoor pool?"
Jellison says he's in the planning stages of a potential new excavation of the property. He's also about to announce a new identification of a victim that just came back from genetic genealogy.
This person was not reported missing. He was not someone that was on our radar or we even suspected was a victim there.
Hopefully it's going to bring to light maybe some more victims' family members to give a DNA sample to try to identify these guys.
The coroner says he had 2 goals. 1, to allow the victims' families to be able to share their stories, and 2, to reach a nationwide audience. There are still remains that have not been identified. Jellison is asking anyone, if you have had a loved one go missing, specifically in the 1980s and 1990s, to come forward and provide DNA sampling. Reporting at Fox Hollow Farm, I'm Rachael Wilkerson, WRTV.
And to this day, it's still hard to pin down how many people Herb Baumeister may have been responsible for killing and how many are buried at Fox Hollow Farm. You can learn more about the Baumeister case and the effort to identify victims in the WRTV Presents special Forgotten at Fox Hollow. You can find it by going to our website, WRTV.com, and searching for the title.